When my mother was sick, I felt like I wanted to make her better and I wanted to take care of her. I lived with my grandparents from the time I was like 5 to 9 years old, and my mother would show up with an uncle and pick us up for the weekend. Eventually, she showed up with my new daddy. That's how I met him. They were already married, and she picked us up for a lot longer than the weekend. We ended up living with her. On one particular occasion, when she picked us up with the uncle, us being myself and my older brother, she took us to Boston, and they had rented this apartment that had 2 floors. She went upstairs, and my brother and I were downstairs kind of settling in, and our uncle went upstairs too for a while. I don't know how long. He comes back down and he says, "Your mother isn't feeling well. I'm going to take you toy shopping." So what do? I'm like 7 years old. We go toy shopping. The first thing I beeline for is a doctor's kit because I'm going to make my mommy feel better. We get back to the flat. I go to try to make my way up the stairs, and he stops me and he's like, no, she's sleeping. She's fine. Looking back, I realized that she was passed out and on drugs because that was part of her pattern. She wasn't addicted. It was a recreational thing. And to pick up your children, to take them away for the weekend when you haven't seen them in who knows how long, to maybe impress a suitor, this uncle, I'm thinking that was the opposite of all that. As a little girl, for me, when my mother wasn't feeling well, it was an added stress. And it was an opportunity for me to maybe earn some of her love. The only time in my childhood that was stress-free was when I was at summer camp because my mother wasn't around, when I was at boarding school because my mother wasn't around, or if I was with like my aunts and uncles, like on a sailing trip or family vacation or whatever. In a nutshell, when she wasn't around. That's when it was stress-free.